Well, let me start out by saying that teachers matter a lot. In fact, the research shows that teachers matter more than anything else in a school. You can have better textbooks, worse textbooks, nicer facilities, worse facilities. Doesn't really matter all that much. But teachers do matter. And it turns out that the difference between a good teacher and a bad teacher is not someone who has a teaching credential or doesn't have a teaching credential. It's not someone who's necessarily taught more years or fewer years. And it's certainly not someone who's a unionized teacher versus a non-unionized teacher. None of those things are good at predicting whether a teacher is going to be a good classroom teacher and actually raise student achievement. So what we need in American schools is we need the flexibility to find the people who are good teachers and retain them. And the best way to do that is not by reading their CVs and trying to find out whether they're certified or not. It is put them in a classroom, see how well students do, and if the students are doing well, achievement is rising, keep that person in the classroom. And that means that you have to have the flexibility to pay teachers more when their students are doing better because you need to retain them. It means that you need to have the flexibility to say to some teachers who've been in the classroom for 6 or 8 months, you know, this is not working out perfectly. Maybe you ought to consider doing something else with your life because there are other jobs. And it also means that you need to have the management flexibility to put the right teachers into the right classrooms. Well, all of those types of flexibility, which we think are crucial to successful regular public schools in the United States, are made much more difficult by collective bargaining. The typical collective bargaining contract in the US says you must pay every teacher exactly the same amount if she has the same teaching credentials and experience. You must have a rigid system of assigning teachers to classrooms that does not allow me, for instance, to put a teacher with less seniority but more math skill into a classroom where math is needed. Instead, there's a rigid system that says exactly who can be put in there. And certainly, every collective bargaining contract that I know of is very opposed to merit pay and opposed to methods of getting teachers out of the classroom and out of school districts who are really unsuccessful teachers. Instead, those teachers are defended a lot, and unions often spend a lot of their time and effort defending teachers who are probably never going to be very successful classroom teachers. So what would I expect if you move to a more powerful collective bargaining system in a state? I think it's fair to say you would expect there to be much less of the sort of management flexibility that we think is crucial for making sure that the best teachers are in classrooms.